Welcome to CTV's broadcast of East China High School sports, presented to the community by Magda. Let's join our announcers now for all the action of East China.
All right, welcome everybody to East China Stadium. Alongside Denny White, I'm Brad Robbins. We're here tonight for the home opener for the Saints, which also coincides with the celebration of our parents and families for the band, the cheerleaders, and the football players. So what we're going to do is have the opportunity to broadcast that for you so that you can see it at home, and then we'll be right back for the kick between the Warren Lincoln Abes and your Saints. So we'll take it down to the field to watch the entry of the Saints as their parents await for the celebration of Parents' Night, the national anthem. We'll be back to see the kick.
The students who participate in every sport and student activity at St. Clair High School. The Marching Saints are proud to be part of East China Schools, which is considered one of America's best communities for music education. Now, stand up, clap your hands, and sing along to the fight song of St. Clair High School. Tonight is Parents' Night for our cheerleaders, football team, and band. We would like to invite our parents to the field. Students in the Marching Saints are active in each of the fall sports, theater, student council, and much more at St. Clair High School. The parents coming out on the field make it possible for these students to do it all. tonight, we'd like to thank these parents for their years of continuous support of our band. Thank you, parents. In addition, tonight, the Marching Saints would like to honor the senior members of the band. These students have put in countless hours in the past 7 years and show a dedication to an art and an organization that is amazing. The 31 members of the class of 2023 are Kate Azzanero, Gracie Bowes, Mia Mamarito, Frank Cole, Alyssa Cyphers, Connor Essery, Mary Len Flagler, Adam Jermish, Chloe Heinen, Donald Henriksen, Curtis Hutchins, Matthew Kostowny, Lauren Kowalczyk, Jillian Lobeck, Aiden Lyons, Kaylin McDonald, Michael Manson, Caitlin Payne, Brittany Ray, Logan Richardson, Justin Roberts, Mara Stockwell, Hannah Stone, Nathan Sugars, Kellen Sullivan, Grace Wilbur, Brooke Wilkie, Caitlin Williams, Jesse Wingard Procoli, Jessica Winter, and Madison Zielinski. We are proud to be joined on the field by our color guard from the Charles Fulton American Legion Post in St. Clair to present the colors of the United States of America. And the Marching Saints now invite you to stand as we honor America with a performance of our national anthem.
At this time, we'd like to recognize our parents of the varsity football and varsity cheer teams. Our student athletes have and should be given credit for their dedication, strength, and sacrifice. However, they are not the only ones showing this dedication, sacrifice, and strength. Thank you to all the parents who are the silent strength behind the success of our student athletes. Your support is invaluable to our kids and to our school community. Parents, thank you for the hours you spend in the car driving to practices and competitions, giving up your evenings and weekends, loving your athlete whether they win or lose, managing schedules so your athlete is always where they need to be, encouraging your athlete to keep going when they needed that extra push, and ultimately, thank you, parents, for your constant support. At this time, we'd also like to recognize the seniors in our varsity football and cheer programs. Thank your seniors for your dedication and leadership of our teams as they embark on their final season as a Saint. First, the St. Clair varsity cheer team. Senior, Addison Berg. Senior, Chloe Koo. Senior, Kylie Morkwart. Senior, Alyssa Van Busker. And senior, Olivia Vernon. Congratulations, seniors. And now our seniors on the varsity football team. Number 2, Logan Ellis. Number 7, Owen Blank. Number 12, Jacob Smith. Number 16, Jackson Oles. Number 23, Michael Reed. Number 36, Caden Meredith. Number 42, Josh DeVolder. Number 77, Trevor Gregg. Number 79, Dalton Kleeman. Number 88, Hunter Richardson. And number 42, I already said it, Josh DeVolder. Thank you, Saints, and let's have a great 22-23 football season.
All righty, welcome back, everybody, to East China Stadium after a nice recognition of all the parents and the seniors on the band, the cheerleading squad, and, of course, the football team, which will be featured here tonight in a crossover battle against the Abes of Warren Lincoln. Once again, with Denny White, I'm Brad Robbins. We're excited to kind of kick off a nice 22-23 football season. Coming off of a loss, however, on the road against Richmond. I think the Saints, coach, they showed their youth a little bit in that opener and just trying to get that offense going. 14-0, lots to build on the defense, I think, tonight, with an opportunity to get that offense going a little bit on their home field, a place where they probably feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I think the idea that they lost an awful lot of seniors last year, and it's going to take a couple of games for everything to mesh, because the game speed and practice speed are not the same thing.
Yeah, you're going in and playing a tough opponent on the road early on. You've got some young kids that you're expecting to contribute. I think especially, as you and I had mentioned, on the interior front from the offensive line perspective. And at first blush, offensive linemen you think need to just be big and fast, or big and strong and move people, but really they gotta work together and understand calls and assignments more than anything else. And if you're young and you're going out there on the road for the first time, those jitters, a mistake here and there means an awful lot.
It only takes one, and obviously at the beginning of the year, the defense has an advantage over the offense, because it's easier to physically play defense than it is to learn all the intricate situations with the offensive schemes.
Yeah, if you have enough guys on the defensive end in the right spots that know 3 basic principles of your defense, you can get a lot done, especially early on in the season. So that's really the positive that you work into tonight. You take that 14 points that you gave up. That's certainly a respectable number. The offense, I think you have to count on your offense to get you more than 14 in a high school football game. So that'll be the challenge for the offense tonight. The Abes come in 1-0, having beat Mount Clemens 36-6 last week. They're a bronze division opponent. We are, of course, in the silver now with some more local flavor. Marine City and Marysville in that league. Nothing lost last week, having it been a crossover, so all the goals in front of you. But tonight, you don't want to oversell a game early on in the season as a must-win, because that seems silly. But I think for this young team and kind of the trajectory of their season, this kind of feels that way a little bit.
I think there has to be a marked and noticeable improvement on the offensive side of the ball, whether it's on the offensive line or in the backfield, on their assignments and the pass receivers.
Yeah, and there are guys that have some experience, in skill positions that played quite a bit last year. I mean, Logan Ellis comes right to mind, who played a lot and played a vital role. He's going to have to step up and be a leader for some of these young guys who are just learning their way, and continue to encourage those offensive linemen as they kind of gel throughout the season.
Yep.
Nonetheless, we're excited. It looks like the Saints will kick to start the game. I was talking so much I didn't see if it was a defer or if the Abes just decided that they wanted the ball.
Yep, it was a defer.
So the Saints win the toss. They'll likely accept that there in the second half. And we're about to get underway here on Parents' Night and the opener for Saints football at East China Stadium. It's a beautiful night for football. It is mild, but it'll get a little bit cooler here as the sun goes down and the lights come on. Great way to start the season here for the Saints.
Well, and with the sun down, it's not in any receiver's eyes here at all. It's
perfect.
It's nice and shady.
Yeah, the field is exactly like you want it.
Yes.
Limited scouting report here by me for the Abes, so we're going to be making that up on the fly. Apologize at home. It looks like Amari Alford is the deep man for the Abes. My scouting report matched their arrival. Right on time. Looks like a little bit of a squib out to the 41. Ball's loose.
Ball's loose.
It looked to me like the Saints recovered. It wasn't a direct onside, but it was kind of the up back at about the 40, and it was touched by an Abe up man, and then the almost like a clothesline tackle knocked the ball free. Saints come up with it, so the deferral works out as a double whammy.
Perfectly, yes.
It's going to be sophomore Peyton Ellis leading the way for the Saints behind center at quarterback. Liam Nesbitt out wide right. On the close side, it looks like Jackson Oles down here nearest us. Ellis under center to start. Saints will scrimmage from the 40 of the Abes. Left side, that goes to Logan Ellis. It's going to get a couple. Go out the left side right behind Dalton Kleeman there. Second and 8 for the Saints. Looks like Michael Reed joins Ellis in the backfield. Ellis to Ellis here off the right side. Squirts up past the 35. Picks up another 6 or so. Going to bring up third and manageable for the Saints.
Well, and you remember that old cliche about you make your biggest progress between your first and second game. That offensive line play looked pretty good.
Yeah, that was a nice size gap for Ellis to run through it. You know, I didn't get to make the opener in Richmond, but it doesn't sound like there were many of those. Scoreboard indicates that. So a nice little start here. Get a couple of good chunks on first and second down. Try to establish that run with your featured back. Saints much more methodical, I will say, than in years previous about getting to the line. They're under center. You're going to get a toss left here to Ellis. Got a lot of room. Made some on his own. He squirts through. He's to the 5. 6 points right away. Yeah. Saints did exactly what they wanted on a 3rd and 3 from about the 32-yard line. Logan Ellis around the edge and to pay dirt. 6-0 early. Saints. Coach, you got to like that. You come out, you give the ball to your guy 3 consecutive times, kind of just alternating sides, a little pitch play. Made a couple of things happen on his own, but another well-blocked play for the Saints.
It's like a well-diagrammed opening series. You try one side, you find out what you need to find out. You check the other side and say, we can run this, and obviously you can.
Sit up here and look at your matchups if you're the coach, and you find out where the weak spot is, and you should probably see that as a trend throughout. Extra point kick by Connor Gunn is up and good. So the Saints up 7-0 early, and after a shutout in week 1, you're on the board here in about a minute and a half in week 2. A welcomed start, especially because if you're just getting to this broadcast, the Saints did defer the coin toss. The Abes elected to receive and promptly fumbled the opening kickoff back to the Saints, and 3 plays later it's 7-0, so we're going to go right back to where we started with a lead.
Yep, you couldn't really ask for anything better than that.
Probably, and that was part of our conversation as we started the game, kind of a get-right opportunity here, and they didn't go out and do anything that hurt that right there. If anything, they probably have some good vibes on the sideline right now, need to keep that up. Defense gets on the field, looking for that 3 and out.
Well, and obviously the mental aspect of the sport is awesome, and to have that be your opening series, that's a confidence builder.
Saints get it there. Amari Alford back to receive again, although last time there was a little bit of a squib, so the Abes really haven't adjusted to that. I think they're looking for a deep kick here. We'll see if they get one. I wouldn't call it deep. It's up to the 41. That one bounces around a little bit. Ezekiel Horton-Smith hops on at that time, so we are going to get to see the Aves offense that did put up 36 points last week, and they're going to start with good field position at their own 40. An opportunity to see this defense at work. Mentioned in the open that they had a pretty good week last week, giving up just 14 points against Richmond. See if they can keep that momentum going here. Another thing that is just worth noting, as you probably can notice here on the broadcast and we notice here, Saints are going to have to bring a little bit of their own energy to this one. Obviously, the other sideline's not exactly a raucous crowd, and it being Parents' Night, people are still kind of finding their seats. So the Saints going to have to bring a little energy here, a little juice on the defensive side of it.
Flag on the play.
Right away, the Abe's having procedural issues off the recovered squib kick. The Abe's have to walk it off 5 yards and will be at the 36-yard line to start their drive, 1st and 15. A little bit of a spread look here for the Abe's in a deep shotgun set. Look to pass on 1st down. Terrence Lombard airs it out, nearly picked. Looked like Logan Ellis almost got the ball right back for the Saints there.
Well, the Saints in a 4-man line, so it gives them an extra defender in the back. And with that wide open offense, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, if you're going to have that extra defensive back, and then the key will be if you can play with 4 down linemen and get a little pressure. If we can get Hunter Richardson in the backfield on Lombard here, get him running around a little bit, the defensive back should be able to have some fun with that.
Absolutely.
But it does key on that pressure. You can't give them a lot of time. It's hard to run with anybody for an extended route. Got whistles again.
False start on the offense, 5 yards, repeat 2nd down.
Another procedural penalty for the Abes here. That's going to bring up 2nd and 20. Abes working backwards here. Lombard joined by Lauren Smith in the backfield. They spread it out. Tristan Kellum in the backfield as well. Shotgun snap, little wobbly, little bit of pressure here. Lombard airs it out. Logan Ellis trying to run it down with the receiver, and he does. I think he picked that off.
Yep.
A really nice play, kind of a tip drill, got his head turned, and it's going to be Logan Ellis who just scored on a 36-yard scamper. He missed the first opportunity for a pick, but gets the second one, so Lombard's just kind of heaving it right now, and Logan Ellis likes what he sees. They're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, that was a long pass, but I mean there was so much air under it that the defender, Logan in this case, has lots of time to catch up because he certainly has the speed to do that.
There you see it on your
Nice
replay.
play.
Really nice job to stick with it because that wasn't a clean catch. He had to kind of corral that on his way down, keep control. The official right there. And Saints are going to be back at it here on offense from their 31-yard line. Peyton Ellis under center. Logan still in there, not tired, with the ball. Pretty nice job there by Brandon McNeil-Jones. Saints went back to that side. Obviously had some success on the last drive with Logan there, so kind of running behind Richardson and Kleeman. That time McNeil-Jones does a nice job, just gets 1. Mentioned the pace for the Saints offense. Might play into their hands a little bit if you're lacking some of that experience and explosiveness. The faster you go, the faster you got to get things coordinated. And they may need that time and kind of lower the possessions in the football game in order to feel comfortable about keeping their defense, which seems to be a strength on the field, or off the field, excuse me. Cam Kaminsky gets his first carry of the day. The first carry we've seen anybody except for Logan Ellis. So.
Well, and with all those new faces, you have that in the huddle question about, wait, what'd you say?
Mm-hmm.
And who do you have and who do I have?
Just needs a little time to work itself out.
Yep.
So you can see that the Saints are just being a little bit more deliberate with the way that they're delivering the news and working through things here. Ellis in the shotgun for the first time today. 3rd and 7. He looks like he's got an option here. Pulls it, keeps. The Abe's stay gap sound. That's going to bring up a 4th down for the Saints, and it looks like the punt team is coming on because it's 4th and 6 from the 36. Ellis was the punter last year. Wouldn't be surprised if that was taken from him because he did a heck of a good job. You're going to hear that name a lot. You follow the Saints football team this year, he's going to be kind of the do-it-all guy, good athlete, senior, lots of experience. Now he's back here to punt. Got 2 Abe's returners back, awaiting the punt from Ellis. Kind of a rugby-style look, gets it off. It's going to go out of bounds with no return. We'll see where they spot it. See the official still running to go make a mark. Still going. And they're kind of coordinating here. Looks like the 35 is where they've settled on it. I apologize. I was going about as fast as I could there to get you the news, but I don't think they had a clear vision either. So the 35-yard line is what they've negotiated, and we're going to have the Abes starting 1st and 10 from there, which is, a little bit worse field position that they had in their first possession, but they went all backwards, on procedural things. So see if they can clean it up a bit. We've just seen the Abes throw 2 bombs, and that's it. Kellum in the backfield with Lombard. Full spread for the Abes. Saints rush 4. Quick throw to little hitch throw over there to Amari Alford. Looks like defended there by number 4, Luke Gabriel. Incomplete pass. Check that. Apologize. Looks like maybe it was Ryan Pettinger. I had the wrong guy running away. The other piece to this, Coach, is the Saints are being a little bit more methodical and deliberate on offense, and the Abes are using up 2 or 3 seconds per play. Yes. Everything's been an incomplete pass, so we might be in for a long one here this evening. Abes haven't tried to run the ball yet. Tristan Kellum is in the backfield with Lombard. Ball gets snapped to him, haven't tried it even still. Another throw over the middle. I hear a whistle and a flag.
That was before the ball was intercepted.
That's an interesting deal there. I think they're going to catch somebody for pass interference.
Yeah.
A little bit of an interesting officiating gig there. They get the pass interference. Here's what I'm going to deep dive the psychology of that play. Mistake by the official. For some reason felt like because there was pass interference, he was blowing it dead. Obviously not the way to go about that, so it looks like the Abes are going to get their first positive offensive play on an unfortunate pass interference because I don't think it mattered. I think Ellis was going to pick that off regardless, but the Abes are going to get the benefit of 15 yards. Just have to make sure if you're Coach Bishop and the Saints that you're being watchful of where they place this because it's just a 15-yard penalty in high school and not a spot foul.
Yes. And that ball was really overthrown.
Yeah, there was no chance. I do agree. I think the receiver that was in the area was tackled early. I think that was the correct call. Saints need to clean that up, but that was going to get picked off. So the Abes to midfield. Fumbled snap by Lombard. He's on the ground trying to get it. Can't pick it up and go. So just as the Abes go forward, they go backward here by about 5 yards, and they're going to be 2nd and 15.
Bring up 2nd and 16.
The official gave the stoppage signal. Still trying to sort something out here. What's interesting is I don't think the Abes care at all. I think they're going to run an offensive play.
It looks like they are.
All right. Referee got their attention. That was about to get interesting here for everybody. And the officials having a conference with the clock stopped. And they've restarted. I think they were working on the play clock there, having a hard time getting it started. The visual one on the end zone. Little swing pass out on the perimeter to Tristan Kellum. Kind of his first makeshift carry of the day. chased and tackled from behind by
To number 4, Tristan Kellum. He scampers for about
might have been 81
14
again,
yards.
Pettinger.
Yeah, and that's going to be open most every time because we're dropping back to cover the deep pass. So that's going to be open. You just have to stop him once he catches the ball.
Yeah, it's about chasing to the football at that
Yep.
point, right? You're going to concede the fact that you can throw it 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but then at that point it's just a group tackling drill.
Yep.
And Kellum did a nice job, proved to be pretty elusive. Got a
yeah.
few yards, but chased down from behind, gives 3rd and 3 for the Aves here, scrimmaging from the opponent's side of the field for the first time. Lombard, a little bit of a floater snap. Kellen's out on that release again.
Ooh.
Ball over the middle. Got a flag in the middle of the field, maybe roughing the passer based on the location of that flag. Playing against a spread offense in this regard, we'll see what that is, but if it is roughing the passer, that's going to be, oh no, they're going to get holding. Okay, so the pressure that time that the Saints have been trying to get caused a holding penalty, so it's going to be a 3rd and 13. What I was going to say about the potential roughing the passer is the fact that you do have to, you really, really want to go if you're a defensive end, and you got to know when that ball's away to lay off. So let's see if that becomes a factor. You play a spread team like this, they throw on every down. You get antsy if you miss on a few of them. Not the case here. 6:27 left in the first. It'll be a 3rd and 13. So just as the Aves found their way across the 50, here they are back on the other side with a 3rd and long.
And as a defensive player, when you have the quarterback in your sights, it's like, oh, let me get there.
It's tough to lay off. That is for sure. That's what you play for. You want those opportunities. They're going to get one here. Lombard scrolling out. Gets it out there to Amari Alford. Gets a couple up to the 45. Kind of painfully stopped there by the Saints. Short of the first down by quite a bit. It's going to be a 4th and long. Got to imagine we're going to see the punt team for the Aves.
Yep.
Looks like Ellis is going to be joined by in the punt return team by Gabriel, who's a little further up. Limited scouting report that we have. We'll see how the punt team looks for the Aves. Looks like you got 2 gunners on this side. Nobody covering up while they're adjusting now. Are the Saints going to have somebody on a free run at Ellis? Not a very good kick here. A little bit wobbly. Saints yelling about it. Good bounce, though, for the Aves. Saints clear away, and it's going to come to a stop at about the 26-yard line with 5:20 to go in the first. And the Saints, with a quick score on their first possession, will look to get a little something going here after being stalled out on their last possession.
That may be the best play for the Aves so far today.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, I'm obviously not going to get ahead of myself in terms of how the Aves look, but I think it's clear that both teams have a lot of learning to do.
Yes.
And the procedural penalties and some of the limited play calling that the Aves are showing right now, Saints got to take advantage of that. They can probably keep it a little bit simple themselves at this time, feature a couple guys and grind it out. Need to find a way to establish some drives. Peyton Ellis slings it out on the edge. Looks like Drew Pietrzakowski makes his first catch of the day. Going to pick up 6 or so.
That's a good start for Peyton.
Yeah, nice little rollout, no
confident.
pressure.
Yep.
Little flick of the wrist. Nice job by Pietrzakowski with the catch, securing the ball. Back under center for Ellis, so able to kind of go back and forth, which is nice. They're going to hand this one back off to Logan. Off left guard, looks like he's close to a first down. He is. I think they're going to move the chains here.
Nice work by the interior line there, Tate.
That's plenty, yep. That's another thing. As they go along, they can't expect to hit a big one every time. They're going to have to find out how to just chunk their way down the field and be okay with 3 and 4 yards. And that first drive, it was 2 little ones and then obviously the big one on the toss play. and then they stalled out on their next possession. Here a first down the hard way for the Saints.
Well, I think you learn something on each one of those plays, and you got to file it away to, okay, we'll save that for a third down.
Saints having formation issues, forces a timeout for Coach Bishop and the Saints.
That's the learning situation we were talking about.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We're up here with the coaching staff that's on the headsets themselves, and apparently there's some learning that was needed based on their reaction up here, which is just part of the process here in week 2. But the timeout gets called. Coach Bishop gonna talk about it, and that's always a challenge too. I see the way in which Coach Bishop walked out to that huddle. I think he's being cognizant of the fact that getting super upset about it's probably not going to give him the result that he wants. He was very calm when he called that timeout and went to talk about it. So get guys in order, encourage them, and hopefully whatever that formation was, we get it corrected here so you get the result you need.
Well, I think, and you're well aware of this, I think there are times to be loud and aggressive for lack of effort. But for something like that confusion, if you're going to holler at them, sometimes all they remember is he's mad.
You're going to miss the point. And unfortunately, off the timeout, the Saints make a mistake here on a handoff off the chest of the back, Jack Wiegand, and right on the spot was Brandon McNeil-Jones, I believe, and it goes back to the Aves. And this is, that was their best offensive play thus far, as the Aves are now going to have the ball at the 35. So on the opposite end of the procedural things or the formation things that the kids didn't, get right, that one might upset you a little bit coming off the timeout and dropping the ball. So Saints defense needs to respond.
Now we're going with a 3-man line.
Dropping another one in coverage to defend this spread. Maybe they feel like they can get a little pressure. First running play we've seen from the Aves, and they fumble it.
Yep.
So right back to the Saints after a fumble by Tristan Kellum, and Saints are going to get to go and reboot after they exchange turnovers. Here you see off the right side, looked like there was maybe a little bit of room.
Yep, but then there goes the ball.
Ball away.
The fumble recovered by somebody you probably have heard of.
I think it was Ellis.
Logan Ellis, yes.
I almost had to take a double take there and make sure it was him, but of course, on the spot, makes the recovery. So Saints get a chance to redeem themselves. Ellis off the right side. Pretty good run there. Tough run, going to get 7. That one was close to breaking it. I think one more arm tackle broken, and he's gone.
That was a good combination block on that side. There was a hole there for him to get through. He's a pretty quick fella.
Saints and Aves trying to set a record for longest first quarter in MHSA history. There's still 3:12 left in this. And the Saints have spent most of the time running the ball.
Yes.
Ellis again under center. This time to his brother again. Gets a couple. Scampers out. Across the marker.
That may well have been the same play they ran before.
Well, I can tell you, if you get to the spot where you're coaching in these games and it's about winning it, I mean, I've been in games as a player where my coach called the same 2 plays for an entire thing after, and if it worked, you might as well go with it.
That's right.
You saw the Saints try a couple different formations, and they didn't result in positive. So if you can find a couple things that work, just go with it. It's about getting that W, especially early on.
Yes, yeah. If you just keep going until they prove they can stop it.
Ellis again, same play, other
Straight
side.
on the other side, yep.
This time it's going to go to Luke Gabriel, I believe. He's going to pick up a few. Halfback look here, offset. Ooh, that time, nobody home. Really nice job. Pinned his ears back. Number 55. That was Tamarion Minor, and he picked up Kaminsky in the backfield right away. So a loss for the Saints and a likely passing down for Peyton Ellis. Now, I'm not into predictions, but you and I last year watched as Logan Ellis was a featured receiver on this team.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now, on 3rd and 12, my scouting report probably says Ellis to Ellis here, just like it was last year. So I'll be interested to see if they send him out of this backfield and have him run and see if you can get a linebacker matched up on him. See if they can give him time. Doesn't look like he's staying back to block.
Yeah.
They get it out. Looks like it's Reed on the catch. Not going to be enough to make a dent on the chains. So a likely punting situation here as the Saints drive stalls at about the 44-yard line. Don't pick up enough, but 1 first down. And Ellis is on to punt.
Problems with a young team learning. Lack of consistency in moving the ball.
Good punt there by Ellis. Very nice. They can get a bounce, and they do. Picked up and then driven right out of bounds immediately. Pretty darn good job there by number 16. That's Jackson Oles on the coverage. So a nice punt. At the very least, special teams have been a glowing piece here for the Saints. As that time they get an inside the 20 pin down. And if you are Warren Lincoln staring at that much playing field with the way that their offense has gone today, seems like a daunting task. Just seconds remaining in the first quarter. Saints still up, obviously 7-0 after the really quick strike off the fumbled kick return and a 3-play drive that featured a 30-yard touchdown by Logan Ellis. The Saints immediately picked the ball off after that by Logan Ellis, and he has a fumble recovery as well in this game. So a good first quarter for Logan Ellis. And we've seen a few of these as we've got a timeout, but I think it was to avoid a procedural call. And the Abes are having a hard time getting into transition, meaning when they've switched from offense to defense or special teams, they're lagging behind, and that play clock is getting away from them. And this time, coaches burn a timeout instead of marching it back deeper into their own territory.
Reminder, next week, St. Clair is technically away, but we will be here against the Mariners.
Ken Pillarge reminding everybody of next week's game, which won't be a broadcast for us, but it'll be here at East China Stadium against Marine City. Marine City obviously started off with a loss last week to Armada in kind of difficult fashion, so I'm sure they're going to seek revenge tonight somewhere. I think Clawson's where they're at, so it'll be interesting to see. And if you're the Saints, you want to go into that 1-1, both of you, and have everything even as you start league play. This time they swing it out, not going to be caught as Lombard's pass goes over the head of Alford. And that's kind of been the order of the day here. It's pass after pass by the Abes and 4 seconds off the clock at a time.
Owen Blank on the coverage there, and
I
little
think
bit further, and he had a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he was squaring up to hit the guy and could have probably taken it to the house. But I will tell you, probably your coverage principle is to eye the actual receiver and not hawk the ball there, because if you miss, you may have problems the other way. It's a tempting thing there. Saints going to rush 4 this time. Lombard going to hand it off this time to Kellum. Kellum goes up the middle, kind of cuts it back. It's a few. Nice little positive yardage there out past the 20. Probably going to gracefully bring this first quarter to a close. Saints
The tackle for the Saints.
Saints win the quarter, something they can hang their hat on, but I think both teams, as they get to their coaches here at this break, going to be talking about procedure and cleaning some things up and playing a little bit better football. I can't say it was the cleanest quarter we've ever had, but it might be the longest. Nonetheless, we will bring it back here after a message from our sponsors.
End of the first quarter with the score, your Saints 7 and Lincoln 0.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sadlac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, here you play at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our charming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
All righty, welcome back. For Coach Denny White, I'm Brad Robbins. You're back on CTV as the Abes face a third and fairly long from inside their own territory deep. Saints defense won that quarter, and also Logan Ellis had a hand in it. And right there, it looks like the contribution is going to come from Owen Blank as he breaks up a pass that would have been a first down, but it's going to bring up fourth and long enough for the Abes that they're going to have to bring on the punt team.
That's a nice defensive play.
Really, and he gave enough space that he couldn't get beat when he broke on the ball. Did a nice job swiping the arm across, knocking the ball away from Lauren Smith. And I think Smith was frustrated because he wanted that, and he thought he was going to break that tackle and go, and Owen Blank got all of it. And this looks like there's – okay, the Abes were looking a little confused about placement. They got that sorted out.
Like on the wrong side of the ball.
They were going to run a formation with the Saints.
They're going to run out again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A delay a game penalty that I think the refs just chose to play on.
Yes.
This one's a wobbler up in the air. It looks like a poison call, but if you're Ellis, you got to pick that up and get something.
Yeah.
And he did, and probably something they'll talk about. I'm certain that the Saints called poison there, which meant everybody away. I think if you get deeper into it, the nuances, poison probably doesn't completely apply to Logan, and he can pick that up and get a few.
Yeah, and I think there was a space there that would allow him some room to maneuver.
Correct. But he's got to be given the free will to make that judgment call right away, and maybe he doesn't have it yet at this juncture in the season, but he really had an opportunity there to get a few.
I thought so. From up here, it looked that way.
No doubt, but it's easy for us. I don't have to get hit after I pick anything up here. So we're going to let them scrimmage from the 39. And let's see if they can pick up the pace a little bit here. Not just the Saints, both teams.
Yeah,
just
now would be a good time.
Sputtering there. That was about a 40-minute first quarter. And it doesn't get off to a promising start as we have a timeout by the Aves. They're going to use their second one in about 4 plays to go talk something over. Well, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Coach, we talked a little bit about how the offensive line needs to gel, and I got to be honest with you, I think they've done a decent job. I mean, if you're looking at it, the things that have caused them problems haven't really been the offensive line outside of one play in the backfield on Cam Kaminsky, but a nice blocked first down drive, a nice the touchdown drive looked pretty solid. They've been able to get chunks. But they've had some procedural issues and a fumble and some things in the backfield that just have delayed their drives.
A couple of nice combination blocks opened some holes for Logan.
hopefully the Saints can kind of build on that momentum. Ellis to Ellis connection off the left side. Doesn't get all of it. Gets tripped up there
Logan Ellis with the carry.
by Kellum for
Brought down by
the
number 7, Kamari Taylor.
Abes, and Taylor in on that as well for the Abes.
Well, and you're absolutely right about the tempo. They run the play and everybody walks back to the huddle, and then that seems to be. If you were down there, it looks like everybody's flat.
It kind of gives you that feel, and I think, trying to find the silver lining in that, it's probably more related to what we spoke about before, just the lack of experience and getting people on the same page. The faster you go, the more communication that's necessary, and you got to get people organized. And right now, getting them organized, they do it at the beginning, and that time they get everybody organized enough to get about a 17-yard gain across the 50 and to the 41 of the Aves. So the Saints get something cooking there as Ellis comes off for a breather, a much-deserved one. But as you progress and as you get that offense to start rolling, I'm sure some things will go faster because, frankly, it's more fun to play that way.
Yes.
I think that's the other thing. You're watching the Aves play the offense that they're running, and the conversation could be easily, why would they do that? Well, the answer to that is that's kind of what kids want to do. And if you need football numbers to be up, you got to run an offense that kids want to come out and play in.
Absolutely. If you're going to play in gym class, the Abe's offense is what you're going to run.
No doubt about it, and that's attractive to kids when you're trying to recruit to come play football at your school. And I wouldn't say that either of these teams have an abundance on their sidelines, just enough to play. And obviously the Abe's only have a varsity team, so lots of freshmen out there playing for them as well. Peyton Ellis with the designed, bulldozed wedge quarterback sneak there that goes enough for a significant gain and a first down, gets the ball all the way inside the 30. Kind of a nice little surprise there. Looked like they double-teamed all the interior linemen and just gave him a push.
Yeah, and it's not like the center's wide open because there's a guy right there.
Right over top of him. Yeah, they play him right on top. This is Gabriel. Gabriel off left side.
That looked quicker.
6 or 7. That was a little faster tempo, in and out of the huddle and turn and hand it off. Seeing a lot of, obviously, repeat formations and repeat play calls, but it's working right now. Saints got a little bit of a momentum moving the ball. Nesbitt, our side, split. Reed and Oles on the opposite side. Ellis in the backfield. Ellis turns, hands off to Logan. Gets tripped up there. Pretty nice tackle. Looked like number 5 made that tackle, Ezekiel Horton-Smith. Good tackle by Smith, but it's enough for a first down. Looked like one of the Abe's players may have been injured, ran himself off. Saints a little bit quicker to the line here at about the 15-yard line. Little counter look here. Ellis, not much there. That looked like it was Tristan Kellum on the tackle. Clock moving a little bit more in this quarter. We're already at the 8:50 mark. Saints kind of knocking on the door here. Feels like a pretty big drive and an opportunity. This would go a long way, kind of establishing the order of the day.
Just consistently move forward. Don't stop it with the penalties.
Right. No penalties, and you just it almost feels like one of those instances if you're coaching, you just want to keep it simple. Yeah. This is not the time for the double reverse, or I don't even know if I'd be throwing the ball here. Just rotate backs. Here you got communication and a procedural issue, and we jinxed them, I think.
Oops, I think you're right.
Unless we caught a timeout prior.
Nope. Ouch.
Okay. All right, 5-yard penalty. Saints walk it back. They were going to either have a delay of game or a procedural issue. Hunter Richardson was trying to get to the correct side of that formation, and he was late, so the Saints were either going to have to call timeout or take 5 yards. They saved the timeout, but they're going to face a little bit higher stakes here. Ellis going to try it again. Fumbled snap. I think he got enough to get on it. So just as soon as we talked about getting some momentum and moving the football, we're back to a 3rd and very long from the 20.
My fault. I won't say that again.
So 3rd and all the things that I said before about being conservative and trying to keep it forward, now I'm starting to think about throwing the football. I think you have enough playmakers. If you have something designed up that you like, it wouldn't be a bad time. Because the way that the offense is moving or not moving, it just seems like this is an important drive to get some points.
Yeah, to move down this far and not score is a momentum killer.
Yeah, and they really felt like they had something pretty good going there, and a couple mistakes will get you right to this spot. Let's see how they respond. Let's see what the Saints draw up here. 3rd and 16 from their own 20 after a couple of costly mistakes. Kind of run a little counter play. They might have got it. They saved a good one. Logan Ellis.
Yep.
Pretty good answer.
He doesn't need much of a hole.
No, he found that spot. Well blocked again. Good deceptive first look. Kind of got the defense to move with the first back through. They hand it to the feature back, Ellis, and he scampers the 20 yards that they needed for 6. Felt like a big spot there and a really nice play call for the Saints, as 7-0 just didn't feel like enough, and that drive was the best one that they've had. So with 7:43 on the clock, Ellis scores again, kind of doing it all right now for the Saints. On to try is Connor Gunn, early lever. Let's see. Kick is good. Surprised you didn't get an offside call there on the Abes, but doesn't matter anyways. Would have been declined, and it's 14-0.
Well, and that's all the size hole that you need, because A, he's quick enough, and B, they are up tight to the line.
Right, they're selling out for that. And I mean, to their credit, they kind of have to at this point. The Saints really haven't thrown anything over the top or shown that they want to. Just a couple of kind of roll-out boot passes. You had one to Pietrkowski early for 5 or 6, and then you had one to Michael Reed, and that's really all they've shown to try to take the top off of the defense. So it's Ellis again, his second touchdown of the day, along with a fumble recovery and an interception, and a couple of nice punts to boot. But a big drive for the Saints. That defense doing a nice job. They're going to have an opportunity to make plays today. But the strategy for the Abes probably isn't going to change, especially now being down 14. They're going to keep trying to air it out, but they haven't really shown to be super efficient in doing so. And I think there's going to be some opportunities probably for Logan Ellis to get a couple of picks and return them. You notice that I think it was Jackson Oles or Blank out on coverage in that wheel route. I think if he noticed that, he may try to he may try to pick that one if you're up by enough. Seen a couple of squib kicks from Connor Gunn. Let's see what he goes with this time. It's a little bit more of a floater, returnable. It's going to be returned by Kellum, the running back. Hit first by Jacob Smith. And then a host of Saints, including Josh DeVolder, brings him down along with Paul Michaels. So good job by special teams. Decent floating kick. Going to put the Abes with a very limited return. And they're going to start at the 37-yard line.
Nice coverage on that. Very nice coverage.
Aggressive coverage, aggressive tackling. Some of those guys, I mean, I always thought special teams is you get a job, and some of those guys who are like in the depth chart in the second and third part, that's their time to pin their ears back and go get somebody. And they did a nice job of it there. And here comes the Abes. Let's see how this spread formation works. Saints defense doing a good job so far. Probably a procedural penalty there as the receiver got an early jump, but they good job by Lombard of shaking away. And I think you're going to get an illegal shift. And it was nearly going to be declined as Lombard was wrapped up in the backfield, but since the sack didn't happen, I'm guessing it's going to be 1st and 15 on the procedure penalty.
Looked like that was Josh Phillips that had him in the backfield.
He's going to be regretting that he couldn't bring it down.
On the offense. False start on the offense. That will be declined. Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
So the A's get called for a hold on top of that. I didn't see that flag, Coach, but they get called for a hold.
Well, they certainly jumped on this side.
Yeah, the receiver took off in their formation. Interesting, because I thought the same thing there, that they didn't blow that dead, and now we're playing revisionist. So none of that mattered, and they called it a dead ball foul, which I thought maybe that should have been called before the play went off, unless they were considering it some type of illegal shift. But nonetheless, they, I suppose, get it right, and we're at 1st and 15. And that holding penalty, which they said happened, should never have happened because it should have been blown dead. So A's get a break on a procedural call. Saints probably feel like they're owed one right now. Long 1st and 15. Lombard hands off. Right side. The shake's free there. Pretty nice run by Kellum.
Tristan Kellum with the carry.
Looked like Matt Foro maybe on the tackle.
Yep.
And Phillips.
And Trevor Gregg was in on that too. He slid along the line real well there. Followed up the runner.
Trevor Gregg, a senior, mentioned at the outset of this one, number 77, along with all the other seniors on the squad and the cheerleading squad as well. Cheerleading squad bringing the energy to a game that we've admittedly said lacks some of it. Appreciate them. A little bit different formation here with this Twins look really far out, but they hand it to Kellum anyways. Might have been Cooper Pennywell early, but Kellum did a good job staying on his feet and got a whole bunch extra after first contact. So as much as the A's seem to like to throw the football, they found a little something here running the football. Going to bring up a 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 3. They're at the 44-yard line. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Here on senior night, band night, parent night, opening night at East China Stadium for the Saints. Abe's getting organized, Saints matching up. Got a procedural penalty that should be a dead ball again, and they let it run.
He dropped it. He was trying to throw it, and he dropped it.
Nonetheless, that should be a dead ball foul, and they're probably going to get another bad break here, as if they call this a dead ball foul again, then the Saints won't have the good fortune of recovering that fumble. And I am happy to declare that the officiating in this one matches the play and execution that we've seen from both offenses.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5 yards, replay, 3rd down.
So it's a dead ball. If you saw the fumble recovery on the screen, it's all for naught. They're going to march this one back off because we didn't get a whistle. However, I'm not sure where they're getting that spot from. I think they have to march it back.
Yes. I would hope so.
All right, they're going to spot it and then mark it. Got it.
With the penalty, it brings up 3rd down and 8
All right, going to be 3rd and 8.
for the A's.
I don't have a name on the roster for number 9 for the A's who split this side, so I'm not ignoring him, but I can't identify him. Amari Alford's his partner here, near side in the Twins package. Looks like Terrence Lombard's going to keep it on a design run. Gets outside, met there. Pretty good tackle. Looked like it might have been Ellis first there again, and it was. It's not going to be enough for a first down, but it's probably going to be enough to think about going for it.
And that was a nice play by the quarterback, because he's basically been like, let me throw this and let me throw this. And
I think I like the call. I would like to see if I'm Warren Lincoln, I might try to get him on the perimeter a little bit and see if Kellum can get out on the edge a little bit. I don't think there's a lot going on the interior. It's been okay. But if you get them running, I'd try to test the Saints on the edges at the very least. You'd have to bring Ellis up, which they are pretty packed in here on a shorter fourth down where the Aves are going to go for it, and I'm not surprised.
And if they don't hurry up, they're going to get a
They did. They handed it to Kellum. There's not a lot there. If the Saints can hold on, he's making
fighting.
the effort. Great effort. But it's not going to be enough because the Saints match it with a whole bunch of bodies. So the Saints defense holds, which has been the story of the day, and the Aves can't execute enough to get a first down. So he's short. They'll turn it over on downs, and the Saints offense is going to come onto the field, try to punch one in, and hopefully kind of take one in and go to the half with a commanding lead. Saints going to try the outside here. Round left edge, that's Jack Wiegand. He's got good speed. They tried to run that earlier and fumbled it. They went back to it. Gets 5. Going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Clock's running here in the second quarter.
I think that's a nice call, because you need to do something to the outside to begin to open up the inside again for
Yeah, they're gonna pin everybody in there and just pretty much keep their eyes on number 2, and who can blame them? But Wiegand's got a lot of speed. I mean, he's got really good track speed. So to get him out on the perimeter, I mean, that should be a strength, something you can rely on. But Saints have that youth. He's just a sophomore. He's got to learn. Going to get an offside penalty here. It's going to be 2nd and short, or maybe they'll get a first down. It's going to be close.
If you didn't know they played last week, you could easily think that this was the first game of the season.
For either squad.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Not so much the penalties for the Saints. It's just the execution. It's just not tight yet, But the Aves doing the Saints a couple favors here and there. That did result in the first down. They'll take it. 4 minutes to go in the first half. If you remember, the Saints did win the toss and defer, so they'll get the ball coming out of the second half. So it does feel like you go score here, and you've really got a tight grip on the ball game. Saints going to kind of drop back. Ellis for the first time. Ooh, a little flare pass out to Michael Reed, but it's not going to work. I think it was almost a screen.
That's
out
what
on
it
the
looked
perimeter.
like he was trying to set up.
I think they had it set up decent. You could see Coach Schindler was bummed out that the guys out front weren't going to have the opportunity to open that seam for Michael Reed. But it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 33. Saints back to it. Pistol formation. Ellis fake, flips it back to brother. That's going to be a fumble.
Yeah.
They blew that dead.
Okay,
and
we'll
the
take
Saints are going to get a break there, because if the Aves would have known what to do, or
that was a
the
touchdown.
Officials would have known what to do, that should have been a touchdown for Lincoln.
That was backward. Definitely
and the Saints are going to be fortunate here, very fortunate that they're going to keep the ball.
Wow.
Very interesting, and I'm shocked that their coaches aren't having a fit. All right, 3:50 to go. Everybody at home can figure that out if they want to. I'm just telling you, this is borrowed time here, so this is good. They give it to Ellis, and he's going to make them pay. Ellis up the middle, kind of fighting off the last guy. He's carrying number 3, Lauren Smith. It's close. He's just short. A worthy effort, but an excellent carry by Ellis. I thought he was going to take Lauren Smith for a ride all the way across into the end zone.
He dragged him for a while.
Going to get a replay here. Watch the finish. Lauren Smith's going to go for a ride from about the 10-yard line, and Ellis carried him all the way to the 2. Gosh, it feels like you've got to give him the ball back right here.
Yes, yeah.
If you're Peyton Ellis, you just run a sneak, right? Yep.
Yes.
Ellis is going to sneak it and try to steal his brother's touchdown. We'll see if he got it. They're not going to give it to him, so there's going to be another play.
Ellis with the keeper.
Yeah, if that would have been a touchdown, it was a thanks, bro.
Yeah, got me all the way here, and you take it in. That's not going to be the case here. Ellis getting his orders from Coach Bishop. You could run the sneak now. I just thought before it was probably due that Ellis gets to finish, or Logan gets to finish that one. 2:50 to go. Saints marching a little time off here. Started with just 4 minutes left, so good little drive. Marked with the nice run by Ellis. He's going to get the ball here, see if he can finish. I don't know if he got it there either. Saints did not get it.
Well, he went head on into the defender.
Yeah, really nice job. I wish I could have gotten. It might have been 24, but I don't have a name for him on the roster. Pretty good tackle. Just met a good running back, and Ellis right at the point of attack and knocked him down. Saints are going to have 2 plays to get 2 inches. And they burned their last time out to talk about it. No worries here, because if you don't get it, you're definitely going for it. And there's 2:23 to play. So you want to use up all the time you can anyway.
Absolutely do, yep.
So if they come out here and clock restart, or, they get stopped and the clock has to run, nothing hurt if you're the Saints. You want this clock to burn away. You don't want Lincoln to possess the ball at all. Band making their way down to the field.
Don't forget to hit up the concession stand. Rumor has it, we're working on the best popcorn in St. Clair County again this year. Also coming up at halftime, our Saints marching band.
Offense makes their way back onto the field. 3rd down, 1 to go. Ellis under center. Logan Ellis in the backfield. They're going to give it to him right behind Gabriel. This time, it's not stopped. No penalty flags. And a touchdown. It took a couple, but they got it in there. And the Saints go up 20-0. That's Ellis's 3rd touchdown of the first half.
3rd touchdown, fumble recovery, pass interception, 2 punts. Yep.
I just think he needs to do more.
Yeah. If they could use them different ways.
And he's gonna hold the extra points here. So I didn't even think about it.
There it
you
is.
Go.
They heard you.
Connor Gunn getting ready to kick. He's 2 for 2 today, doing a nice job with the extra points. The Abe's do get called for their offside. That time still not going to matter unless they blew it dead, which would almost be unfortunate. And he's calling that false start on the defense, which is not right. So we're going to go with offsides. It's not a dead ball foul. That should count.
Encroachment on the defense. After distance to the goal, replay the extra point.
Encroachment would indicate that somebody was touched.
Yeah, that wasn't true.
So if you're watching at home and you have any interest in being an official, go to MHSAA.com and feel free to register.
There are openings.
We are looking, and it is necessary. It's a good gig, and if you have any interest, seriously, go out there, and we're always in need. They did get that right. They went ahead and counted the extra point, which should have been done, got together and did the right thing. But in all seriousness, officials that's a shortage. So head on out, go to MHSAA.com, get yourself registered, get with an assigner. There will be games for you. So 21-0, Saints lead. I'll say late in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And the Abe's are getting together to receive another Connor gun kick. We've seen all kinds of them. We've seen squibs, we've seen an onside, and we've seen a deep-ish kick. See what he goes with here. Saints mixing it up. Abe's still using a deep formation. And that's a good driving kick. Kellum tries to catch it early, kind of corrals it. Nice job. Makes a couple guys miss, and a nice return for the kick that was done over the 45. It's almost exactly what you didn't want if you're the Saints. That was nearly a broken play, but not. And keeping the A's on this side of the field has kind of been enough. If you can just fend off the deep ball, you'll probably be okay.
It's almost as if they're trying not to kick it to the deep guys.
And that may be, part of what they've scouted. Obviously, they've looked at more than I have. I don't know if Mount Clemens last week gave up a couple long ones to Amari Alford back there, and the Saints are just trying to keep it away from him. The other piece to that is you may take a shot at just having them fumble on the up man because their offense hasn't proven to be very dynamic. They're probably going to rush and try to score here. 2:14 to go. It feels like the A's have to get something going. Alford in motion toward us. They're going to go over the top, and we'll miss coverage there. And the Saints are going to catch a break because number 2, Aaron Logan, was wide open on a blown coverage. And a pretty good ball there, Coach. I think if you're Aaron Logan, you expect to catch that for 6. And it went through his arms. And the Saints are going to have to clean that up. I think Coach Tapman's talking about that right now. Nobody went with him, and they ran Alford kind of as a decoy on a wheel route toward us. Nice little formation to run him through. He's going to want that one back.
You kind of wonder where that's been.
I thought we'd see more of it.
Yeah.
I think maybe they were discouraged early on because I think their first 2 passes downfield were spied pretty good by the Saints, but we haven't seen it in a while. You may see a little bit more of it here on this drive, and especially as they get possession in the second half because they're going to be playing catch-up here for the remainder of the night, it would seem. They've spread it out again. Lombard takes the snap. We've got whistles. We've got procedure.
Delay. Yeah.
Well, and I was wondering about that a little bit. I think the sadness that was felt by Aaron Logan here took a little too long for him to get up and get back to the huddle after missing the catch. And it goes to bite the A's there as they get another delay of game call, probably their 3rd or 4th one in the first half.
Well, and it's not like you have to worry about where the back judge is, so he's counting. You can see the numbers.
The play clock is right in front, which is a different feature. I'll give that, East China Stadium is a pretty nice facility, and with the bond upgrades, we do have the running play clock right in front of the quarterback. But if you're not used to playing in the facility with one, you don't really know to look. So Lombard needs to make that adjustment and get the snap off quicker. Got plenty of time this time. He's going to throw. Little hitch route. Not a very good ball that time as he was looking for Amari Alford. It'll bring up 3rd down and 15.
He doesn't really step into his pass. He's got a really strong arm.
Yeah,
he doesn't really step
there's
into
plenty left in the tank on every throw. That one just sailed on him. Abe's back to the line. Just 6 seconds left on that play clock, though, so they're struggling to get organized here. Just a couple. They get it off just in time. Alford going deep, showing off that arm we talked about. He's got a man covered pretty well. It's going to be incomplete. Might have been. I don't know if it's an injury or disappointed. It looks like an injury on the sideline for the receiver. Might have been Aaron Logan again. It's going to be a 4th and 15 play. Let's see what the A's want to do here. This entire possession started with 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and there's only about 26 seconds have gone off the clock in that time. The A's are tending to Aaron Logan, but he is safely on the sideline. And it does look like the A's are going to choose to punt. So I went from saying that the Saints were going to be content with that one score, and then they were going to just take that into the half. But I don't think any part of me thought that the A's would only use about 26 seconds on their possession. So, I mean, Logan Ellis looking to return one here. He might as well add one, get a special teams touchdown of sorts to kind of cap off one of the most well-rounded first halves by an individual you'll ever see.
Well, and now you're seeing the downside of the wide-open offense. If you can't complete those passes, all of a sudden you give the ball back.
You're giving it back with lots of time. No time's coming off the clock, and really you can see it in the A's body language. There's some frustration setting in, team-wide. Snap wobbles a bit. Punts away. Not a good one. It's going to be a poison call again. They do get another good bounce. This one's going to drop dead at the 37-yard line. So a question for the Saints offense. Are you content to take the 21 into half? I think if you're being aggressive, you might take a couple shots here. Maybe run the ball to get the clock moving, and then take a couple shots to see if you can do it. If it doesn't work out, you sit on it and go to the half.
Yeah, I think based upon what you've seen from the Abes in the first half, I would do that.
Yeah, I obviously not trying to speak ill, but I don't think you're necessarily at risk of the Abes just all of a sudden putting it all together and scoring a bunch of points. So I think you can afford to be a little bit aggressive here, understanding that there's a potential you make a mistake and make it 21-7 or something of the sort. But a good learning opportunity, which is what this has been for both teams. Number 55 just stood up and went directly into the backfield.
Yeah.
Saints weren't even quite set yet. So they get a free 5 yards, no time off the clock, and I'm more firm in my position that you stay aggressive here.
Yes.
Ellis from the shotgun. We'll see if he airs it out. He's going to throw. He gets a little extra protection. He's got time. Throws off the side of his foot. That's not going to get anywhere near his receiver, and the clock's going to stop at 1:42. Brings up 2nd and 5. Nothing hurt.
Jackson Oles, the receiver down there.
Just didn't have the ability to kind of step into that at all. He just kind of floated it. Falls innocently to the turf. Beautiful night at East China Stadium. Saints up 21-0 in the first half. Ellis from the gun. He's going to run this one. Design run. Not a lot there. Tries to squirt through. Still on his feet. Now we've got a late penalty flag that flies. Have to check in on that. Looks like it's going to be a face mask. Early indications. Just depends on who it's on.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense.
Going to be a face mask on the A's. So while they were holding Ellis up in their grasp, it appears that somebody came over and got a handful of face masks. It's going to keep that drive alive. So the Saints have moved the ball now 20 yards on the A's with no offensive output, just penalties, and only 8 seconds have come off the clock or so.
Result of the play is a first down.
Ellis under center.
Ooh.
Logan Ellis met right away. Good penetration there by the Abes. Number 5 early into the backfield. That's Ezekiel Horton-Smith. He disrupted that immediately. Ellis did a good job just to get a couple yards on the play. He's going to come off the field. Took a pretty good shot right away. Might have stunned him. Just 1:11 left. The Saints playing a little more conservative now as the clock ticks away. From the 43-yard line. Ellis hands off to Gabriel, wrapped up there, number 75, James Chappell. 45 seconds to go. They got one play left to the Saints. with the field position is what it is and being behind the sticks, I don't know. You might just take a knee here and take it into the half. I don't know if there's a pass play in the books that's going to get you enough here. 3rd and 12 with just 20 seconds to go. It's either that or pick your favorite play. Logan Ellis is not in the game. He's on the sidelines getting water. Peyton Ellis from the gun. He is going to throw.
He's going to throw.
Tried a little double move on the perimeter. Protection broke down a little bit. Fires across. Didn't get a number on that. Looks like it's Michael Reed, but he ran out of time, so that's going to be the half. Yep. He tried to get out of bounds and stop the clock, but it wasn't before we got all zeros. And that's going to take us to the half. Here you see a replay. Number 52 kind of breaks, contain. Really nice job throwing back across his body for Michael Reed to make a nice catch. I don't know if we can get a glimpse of the clock to see how much time was left. Not quite. So zeros on the clock's going to take us to half. Michael Reed with a nice catch, but we're going to get some words for our sponsors and be back for the second half on CTV of Saints football. We'll be back.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, hear it play at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our chiming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.